how you guys doing? This is a good old Grandmaster up here. And there was a video here on YouTube on Wrestling World, and here on YouTube. And there's a question that's been out there since she was let go. Now, there's been questions on her firing. And the sad thing is, why was she really fired? Why was she really fired? And I talked about this a few days ago, and the term independent contractor, comes in. When you sign a contract with a wrestling organization like WWE, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AEW, you are given there are stipulations. Okay, there are stipulations in contracts. Okay, that you can't do this. But they're like a set of things in the contract itself. But I don't know if all of the WWE superstars had it in their contract where that they had to stop Twitch and stop what they're doing, because from what was learned, that is the WWE found out that the superstars, the wrestlers, were making more money than in their contract, which is, how much does a person make on YouTube? Right? How much does a person make on YouTube? Right? Through, say, Patreon, or we call it PayPal. All these different, But if you're making money, I've heard that people are making a pretty good sum of money, kind of Patreon, but some are saying that she got fired because she tweeted that she support unions. After she tweeted that, she got fired by tweet. Well, the thing is, just because somebody says it may or may not give the WWE's reason to fire her or let her go. Okay. Plus, she has an OnlyFans page, which is no nudes at all, none whatsoever. I mentioned Brittany Venti. She has one herself, but it's no nudes. Clever, brilliant. But when she throws the word pussy in there, people who kind of perverted, kind of like, yeah, but it's her cat. They're not thinking here. They're not thinking, right? Okay. So Zelina Vega is known as Rosita on Impact Wrestling. Her and Sarita, They were part of the Mex America, we'll call it, faction. I don't know where this 90-day clause comes in. If you work for the WWE, if you were released or fired, okay, in the contract, you cannot work for another company for 90 days. And if you do, it gives the WWE the right to sue you. That's their thing. Now, I don't know what it is at TNA Impact or Ring of Honor or NWA or whatever it is. But with the WWE, you're not allowed to work for 90 days once you're fired or released. So if you're fired, that 90-day clause should be null and void. If you're released, probably the same thing. If you were released, say you're on a football and NFL team, you were released. Okay? There's no limits on what team, on how long you gotta wait till another team picks you up. I know it's a different sport, but in professional wrestling, you are a independent contractor. You go to a company that wants to look at you, see how you're well doing in the ring, do a little assessment here. Then, if they like you, and they want to see how you do in the company, they'll give you a contract. They give you all these perks and promises that... See, promoters are like politicians. They promise you shit, but they'll decide to whether give it to you or not. But they give it to you, but when? When's the right time for them to push the individual? But no. You have even women wrestlers in the WWE who's never had a push. Okay. They left because they weren't getting the push. They weren't getting, they're not on TV. If they were to be on main event, only time. They weren't on Raw. They weren't on SmackDown. They weren't on NXT. They were on main event. So when you really look at it like this, the wrestling business, mainly the WWE, they have no idea how to use the people they have under contract, right? None. Nobody in the company supported or had Zelina Vega's back. Why? You see that a fellow superstar just got fired. Fired. Why? Well, they're not saying why she got fired. WWE is saying that Zelina Vega breached her contract. Violated her contract. There's questions in the air, so many questions with no actual answers. Where's the answer to this question, folks? Nobody knows, right? So, Zelina Vega is a very talented woman. Very talented in the ring, very talented on the mic, period. Talented. Married to Aleister Black. One of the coolest dudes. But could it be that her Twitch or the union thing she supported? Look, anybody can support a union. I'm saying, whatever. That should be. That should never be been the reason why to fire her. Did she deserve get? Did she deserve to get fired? No. A lot of the WWE superstars, like Asuka, is on YouTube. She's on YouTube. Okay. So is Xavier Woods. He's on YouTube. Have they tried to force Asuka off of YouTube? Probably, but you know, but the thing is, it's. I mean, is it in the contract? Probably not. For them to fire somebody over their tweet or Twitch? No. Twitch, because Twitch, you're making money. You're making some good money, you know. Doing your shit, you know, talking and whatnot. Make some money and shit, you know. And also a podcast. You can make money doing a podcast. Pretty easy money. I do a podcast. Do I make money? No. But when you sign that contract with a wrestling company, what's the stipulations? What are the things that are in the contract that allows the promoter to fire? I mean, whatever reason that they could, whatever. But if they wanted to, they could release, right? They could release. Okay, where's Rusev? AEW. Where's Zack Ryder? AEW. Where's Hawkins? Impact, right? Where's Eric Young? Impact, right? Because they weren't used very much on the WWE, Raw or SmackDown, right? None at all. If there's wrestlers that they're not being used, I mean, the WWE has a lot of people on contract. This is why they're losing a lot of money, because they're giving out contracts to superstars that they're afraid that they're going to go to either Impact or AEW. Well, AEW and Impact are the only companies. You have Ring of Honor and you have the NWA. Right? So, they're not thinking here. The WWE ain't thinking, man. They're thinking, like, well, if we give them this man-year contract with all this money, with all these zeros and shit, try to keep them to stay. Okay? But if you do that, they're not being used. They're not being used. They're just being, they're there to get paid to do nothing. Nothing. Sit there in the back and also going to their show main event, which is like the minor league of wrestling. Not being seen at all. Half these wrestlers in the WWE are like livid. They hit their contract because they're not being used. Who's being used most? Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns, right? The new WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. All these guys are being used heavily. Even the women. I mean, what are the women in the back? The ones that are not being used. The ones that are not getting the push here. No. Zelina Vega got her one and only shot at the Raw Women's Championship. What happened after that? Poof. No more. Now, you have Nia Jax, who's totally, incompetent in the ring. How many women has she injured? Okay, in the ring. How many has she injured? Name them off. Let's see. Charlotte Flair, Oscar, Mandy Rose, right? Mandy Rose. She heard our truth, and the Royal Rumble and shit. Like, dude, there's women that are not even 200 pounds. I mean, most women out there are like 120, around nearly 130. Close to 130. Okay. Tamina, she's about what? Close to one something, a little above. I mean, big old chick. Kind of cool, but getting injured in the ring is like, okay. Nia Jax is what, 200 plus pounds, right? She's throwing them around like they're like a Nerf ball. Like it's nothing. Okay. She put Lana through the table at least, what, 6 7 times? One time a week? Right? What's happened is they're burying Lana, man. Because of her husband went to AEW, the competition, They did the same thing with John Moxley's wife, Renee Young, because he went to AEW. If you're running a company and you're not and you got people that are not happy because they're not being used at all, they're gonna ask for the release or go back to NXT. Period. Because if you ain't using them, why sign them in the first place? But I want to go back to the whole Twitch thing, right? Twitch is a platform for gamers, but lately it's been used for different things, news, and I know it's what I do. This and so I'm thinking, you're actually not making money at all. You're making money on Twitch, but if you're in the wrestling business, you're making as much money, maybe even more, slightly more, than you do on Twitch or YouTube or something like that. But you can make money on social media. I talked about a guy who was on Facebook making good money on Facebook. He's making about $300,000 a month, and it doubled to $600,000 a month. The guy was making about $1.2 million every 2 months. Okay, do the math. $600,000 every a month. Okay, that's $1.2 million every 2 months. Okay, going from $600,000 every 2 months to making $1.2 million every 2 months. That's good money, right? Oh yeah. So Facebook threw some ads on this thing. They lost money. Don't want competition. So here we got Twitch. A lot of the WWE superstars are making money, right? Okay. Now they're angry at Paige. Why? She ain't working. Is she in the ring? Is she in commentary? Is she interviewing anybody? Is she in a producer role? Is she being a manager or whatever it is? No, right? None. So the only way for her to make money right now is Twitch, and it's good money on what she's doing. People are pulling in what? It's kind of like if you work Uber or Lyft full time, and you're making about 80,000 a year, 80,000 a year at Uber, if or Lyft, if you're working full time, driving for Uber or Lyft, that's 80,000 a year, man. That's 160 every 2 years if you work full time, driving for Uber, putting in the hours, right? Oh yeah. So it shouldn't make a it should never make a difference. Okay. It should make no difference on how much money someone makes on Twitch compared to with the WWE. It should not make a difference. What it is that WWE is trying to take control of anything that their wrestlers do. Okay. Now they're thinking, okay, our superstars are making making money here on Twitch. No bullshit, man. So let's get involved in it, but monitor this shit. It's kind of like a big brother, little brother thing, you know. Little brother's doing pretty well. He's doing pretty good. Then all of a sudden, big brother comes in and says, "Little brother, you're done. You can do no more. Now I'm taking over." That's how the company's treating their superstars, right? They're saying, "You got 3 days left. When you're done, you're done. If you don't comply, we're gonna fire your ass. Maybe even whatever." So now the WWE is planning to build something around themselves beyond Twitch. If you're a superstar, you can do it as long as they're monitoring your shit, right? Any money you make goes straight to the WWE, right? Whatever money you make, they're gonna take it out of your contract. You know. I think it's chicken shit because you're making pretty good money on Twitch. Not using your gimmick name, but using your real name. As long as you're using your real name, they shouldn't say anything, right? Shouldn't say anything. But if you use your gimmick name, that's when you're going to lose some money. If you use your real name, you're fine. Shouldn't be any issue, but somehow Vince McMahon is kind of like control freak, power hungry. Okay, if you don't do what I say, you're fired. Okay, Vince, fuck off, dude. If I was in the company and I'm like, okay, well, if you want to complain about it, fine, complain about it, but don't tell me how to live my life because you're using my likeness and shit, which technically you should get paid. I think this is how it should go. If you're a wrestler with the company, and the company wants to trademark your likeness and your name, right? The likeness, they can't trademark it. They have to pay you for them to use it. Because you work for them, don't mean that they could just trademark your likeness. It's about marketing to them. It's about how much money they could shove up their own ass. No, just Ventura was the first one to sue and win. Okay. Vince wanted to use his likeness. He wanted to own his likeness. He said, no, ain't gonna happen. Vince McMahon wanted to trademark the likeness of Jesse Ventura. Ventura said, no, not gonna happen. Because it's all about marketing. It's all about money to this motherfucker. So, think. If they automatically straight out trademark it without your knowledge, you could sue. You may be under contract, but the thing is, you never gave permission for them to use your likeness. Period. So you can sue to get control of your likeness. They may give you a name and make money off that, but it's your likeness. It's you that they just cannot just trademark because they think they can. Okay? Now, the whole firing thing, right? The WWE doesn't like the word unionization or union at all, period. Because if wrestlers started to unionize, promoters have to pay them union dues, union money. Vince is anti-union. Anti-union. Anybody who's anti-union is stupid, because the workers are getting benefits. When they retire, they could have medical, dental, vision, period, for life. Okay. Now, there's been politicians like Andrew Yang, here from California. The way that Zelina Vega was fired shouldn't be a reason the way she did. If she supported unionization, more power to her. But you don't fire her over saying that, because that's infringing her on her free speech. And it's her right to say it. If Vince McMahon doesn't like that, he could go fuck himself. Now, people are saying it could be her OnlyFans. The reason could be that, plus her OnlyFans page, her Twitch, whatever it is. Whatever's outside the company, that's her business. That's her thing. Okay? That's her thing. Vince wants to control the women in his company. The guy is a male chauvinist pig. A male chauvinist cocksucker. Look, if say Dana Brooke wants to do OnlyFans page, start an OnlyFans page, and start showing her tunsters and her derriere or her beaver, as you know what I'm saying. Vince can I get mad about that? It's outside the company. Contract or no contract. Okay. It shouldn't be a dilemma if say Liv Morgan wants to do OnlyFans, show a little. That's her choice. It's outside the company. It doesn't say in the contract that she can't show her itty bits on OnlyFans. Right? I mean, you could share your goodies, or just keep it clean. Shouldn't matter. Zelina Vega has her OnlyFans page. Is she nude? No. Is she topless? No. Bare ass? No. Showing twat? No. Is she in a bathing suit? Yeah. But it doesn't mean that you don't see women nude all the damn time, or topless, or a video of them getting pork rind and shit, It's not all about that, But it's a choice to make. But do I think she did? No. I don't think Zelina Vega violated her contract. And if they fight, if there's an excuse that she did, where's the evidence? What is their reason of firing Zelina Vega? Where's the evidence of that? Where's the proof of that? It ain't her OnlyFans page. Didn't violate anything. Her Twitch didn't violate anything. Her saying she supports unions on Twitter shouldn't be the reason. Okay? It should not be the fucking reason, man, you know. But the thing is, she could turn around and sue for lost wage. Lost wage. They fired her. Is she getting paid? No. She has to wait, 90 days? Let's see. December. That means she'll be able to work till February of 2021. Is she getting paid since she got fired? Probably not. Because once you get fired, that's it. You ain't getting no money coming in. So you got to go to Twitch, or she can make some good money. I mean, she ain't got to have to go back to the business. Twitch is where you can make good money there. So Vince McMahon has no idea how to utilize it. Vince McMahon has no idea how to utilize new talent. Okay. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Robert Roode, right? They kept their name. They kept their name. Because it was names they've had the whole time. Ring of Honor, right? TNA. So CM Punk kept his name from Ring of Honor to TNA to where he was at and now. So it was a lot of things that if you come in and Vince give you a gimmick name, it's about marketing. That's all it is. About for him, marketing. And any likeness, they're gonna try to trademark certain things. Okay. Now they trademarked the name Rhodes. Okay, been around for a long time, been around for years. They tried to sue to keep Cody Rhodes from using his dad's name. Because they think, oh, this Rhodes is a whole household name. The name's worth the money, so let's trademark the name. Okay. So only they make the money off that name. Well, it's been around since the NWA days, you know. So what would happen? Okay. If all of a sudden the wrestler uses that name that the company trademarked, well, he could get sued for that because they trademarked the name, like Sin Cara, right? Well, Sin Cara went to AAA in Mexico, started working. Okay. They sued him. Okay. Brock Lesnar, when he was let go, he went to New Japan. Because he violated the 90-day rule. Can't work for anybody for 90 days. He left the company. But yet, the 90 days still rules, has fit in, or we're going to sue you for violating. Dude, the 90-day rule should not be, because what it is, it gives the company the right to sue. Because Vince McMahon does not like competition. Period. He wants this company to be the only sole wrestling organization, period, in the world. Okay. I'm sorry, dude. The wrestlers is a independent. If Vince calls them an independent contractor, why the 90-day rule? You can't work for 90 days, or if you do, we'll sue you. Okay? I'll sue you for giving me diarrhea. Can you do that? Probably not, because, you know. But the thing is, as the contractor, you're paying for your own hotel stay, paying for your own flight, right? That's money out of your pocket. Money out of your pocket. Right? You work a certain amount of days a year. What are you doing? If you ain't being utilized, why am I here? I mean, for example, if you sign a 5-year deal for a certain amount of money, and they're not using you, well, why the fuck am I here anyway? I've been here for 4.5 years, not being used. I'm out of here. If you're not being used, I mean, look, Dana Brooke, has she been used? Hardly. Tamina, hardly. Right? Hardly. Has she had a title shot? Twice in her career with the company. Right? You got all these names, major names, getting shots at the belt. What happened to the ones who been around the longer, you know, haven't done anything, haven't been used as properly? To me, that's one, you know. Zelina Vega, another one. There's women in the company that are not being used properly. You know, I mean, you haven't seen Charlotte Flair in a while. Which is a good thing. If you're running a company and not utilizing your wrestlers properly, why did you sign them in the first place? Why did you promise them this, and this, but don't actually back it up? It's like a political campaign promise. If you vote for me, I'll promise to wipe your ass with my own hand. No. I use toilet paper and I use when I bathe. Sorry, dude. Wipe your own ass with your own hand. So go fuck yourself. It's all these promises that promoters promise wrestlers. Here, we'll give you a $2 million signing bonus up front. There you go. Then you work for me for 5 years, option of a 6th, with a $500,000 signing of that bonus of that renewal. Well, will it happen? No. It's to reel you in. It's to reel you in. It's like going to a car dealership and you're looking for a car that's economical, fuel efficient, fuel friendly, all kinds of stuff. You want to keep things kind of economically, very financial, where you can afford it. But the car dealership guy is offering you, here, how about this one? You're wanting a V6 or a 4-cylinder, fuel efficient, 30 miles per gallon maybe, but they're trying to give you this option of, here, check out this car. It's a V8. It's 17 miles per gallon. It's the stick, knowing that you want an automatic with cruise control, something simple, nothing high pricey, nothing hoity-toity. Right. So the contract you get as a wrestler could be good or bad, depends on how you see it or how it goes when you on your career. So I'm like, okay, well, this is probably going to be a fuck up, right? A fuck up. Many deals are fuck ups half the time. Brock Lesnar, to some, he's a nice guy in person, but business wise, you know, I mean, he wanted the Undertaker's schedule. You know, when he first came to the WWE. Well, to do that's like saying Kim Kardashian wants the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You don't give a reality star the keys to the bathroom unless she can douche herself after fucking the plunger and shit. You know? I mean, you don't give a reality star a Hollywood Walk of Fame. There's people that have done things to earn that. I don't think you want to give a reality star, a whore, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Because Kim Kardashian she's a whore, you know what I'm saying? But, can't say that. Probably get that comment, Kim K's not a whore, man. She does, yeah, one fucking movie. One fucking disaster movie. Yeah, because she's a fucking disaster. Even on camera and shit, you know. Bought out 2 brats and called it a night, you know, I can tell. You can't say that, man. Oh, yes I can. Yes I can. Should have 6 tape with Ray J. Yeah. Yeah, he was fucking her in the ass. And, I think whoever saw that needed to drink alcohol, drink a couple of beers, just forget about it. Me, a whole keg, just to forget about it. Don't get me wrong, Kim Kardashian's pretty. I mean, she's beautiful as hell, but I wouldn't want her riding my little tormentor down there. But promoters will give anybody a deal, the kind of contract that would benefit them, the promoter. But you as a wrestler, not a superstar, a wrestler, right? You are a independent contractor making some pretty good money, right? Making some good money. But at the end of the day, what happens? Right? What happens?
We have all destroyed the Jedi Knights.
I mean, there are a lot of questions on that, you know. Now, if you want to have a good contract, you might want to throw in a couple of reasonable perks. Reasonable. Okay. Don't think you're gonna be this hoity-toity guy who's making all this money. I mean, the Roman Reigns kind of money, the Rollins kind of money. No. I mean, I wouldn't give a rat's ass. I wouldn't give a shit if it was $1 million a year or $500,000 a year, or even $300,000. As long as I'm making money that's put on the table for my family, you know, work with the head, whatever it is. As long as you're happy, hey. No, but it has to be a contract where it's readable for both sides. A couple perks, not very much. Reasonable perks, not the. It has to be a reasonable perk, not the Lesnar perk where he wants his own jet, his own shit. Okay. Reasonable, very reasonable, negotiable, but reasonable. Okay. On the contract, in writing, not by word, because word don't mean shit. In writing, in writing. So you don't want a word, a promise. You want it in fucking writing and looked at by a lawyer. Right, by a lawyer. Right. Period. You know. Sometimes promoters can just pull a rabbit out of their ass and say, here, sorry. But the thing is, the Twitch, it should never be a problem. Saying that they support unions shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a reason to fire somebody. Because if it is, there's a lawsuit. A huge lawsuit. Not huge, but kind of a lawsuit. Don't make it out to be this Taj Mahal size. No. A lawsuit over your right to free speech. To say what you want from your heart and your mind here. It should never be the reason to be fired. Now, by them saying that Zelina Vega violated her contract for doing what she did, if that was in the courtroom, it would be that shouldn't be a reason. And if it was a lawsuit case, the WWE would have to fork over how much money that Zelina Vega has lost since her firing. They have to pay her and her attorney. Now, this isn't the first time that Vince McMahon fired somebody for saying something. Some may have gotten fired for saying something stupid, but just something that they believe in. I mean, like unions, it should never be a reason to fire anybody. If it happens, there's a lawsuit about to happen because a promoter like Vince McMahon cannot just fire somebody for saying, I support unions. If it happens that way, guess what? A huge lawsuit, and guess what? If Vince loses, he has to fork over how much the lawsuit states. So pretty much, Vince McMahon fucked himself. Period. Period. What was the violation? We don't know. But saying, well, it's the Twitch, it's the OnlyFans, it's the what she said. Shouldn't be a fucking reason to fire her. Now, if she, say, violated a wellness policy, then maybe. Suspend her. But don't fire her for violating the wellness policy. But what she said on Twitter should never be the reason to fire Zelina Vega. Do I think she broke her contract? No. But the WWE broke that contract. She didn't do it. They did. Because of what she tweeted, shouldn't be the reason why to fire her. Her Twitch, same reason. You don't fire anybody for that. Vince McMahon may be a genius, at the business level, genius, marketing genius, yeah. But the way he treats people, bad, wrong. To thank him, yeah, for giving him but you have wrestlers, men and women, who try to push themselves because the company didn't push them. Look at Damien Sandow, Zack Ryder. They were pushing themselves. They got punished for it. Smart, brilliant, genius level here. But Zack Ryder, the way Zack Ryder did it was totally brilliant, dude. Totally brilliant, man. Damien Sandow. Smart. He played the stunt double for The Miz. And the way people loved the way he did his shit. It was fucking brilliant, man. Fucking brilliant. They loved it. The whole Mizdow thing, you're like, maybe something was caught there. Maybe something that really has something there. Because if the fans like Mizdow, the way he did his shit, it's like he was mocking the Miz, man. And dude. And people start to get the whole Mizdow thing. He's the stunt guy. He's so Mizdow, Damien Mizdow was getting a huge, people started to like him more and the Miz less. That's something that's fucking brilliant, dude. Fucking brilliant, man. But nothing always lasts forever. Okay. They had something in Damien Mizdow, Damien Sandow, and I think that he was a brilliant guy. He was kind of like the updated version of the genius, savior of the masses. Fucking brilliant, man. Fucking brilliant, dude. But they weren't utilizing him correctly. He had to do it himself. And when he did that, like Zack Ryder, they were like, only we can push you. You can't push yourself. Well, you're not using the person properly. And you're not using them at all. Where's the women in the back who's waiting for their push? What? They had to wait, 10 years? Kofi. U.S. champ, tag team champ, IC champ, now WWE champ. Grand Slam champion. No. Waited almost over 10 years for a shot at the big one. Vince McMahon didn't think he was the guy. Because Vince was like, he liked big guys, big buff guys, but CM Punk proved it wrong. You don't need to be all buff. You don't need to be 6'4", 400 pounds to be good. You could be a technical wrestler like Bret Hart and Dean Malenko and shit like that, or like Chris Benoit. You don't need to be a buff ultra guy like the Big Show or the Great Khali or like Hulk Hogan. You could be a technical wrestler, a scientific, technical, textbook wrestler. See, look at William Regal. His career. The guy learned every technique for different parts of the world. Japan, Britain, okay, Mexico, all that. And he honed his skill, and his skill became mastered. He mastered his skill. He knew about tactician in the ring. He took Bill Goldberg, Mr. Spear, Mr. Jackknife, Mr. 2 minutes, the 2-minute man, to the limit, and got fired for it. How could you fire a guy who took Bill Goldberg to the limit of 6 to 7 minutes, totally running circles around the guy? The man who believes his own hype. Okay? Goldberg ain't what he is, It's all the hype. Hype is bullshit. William Regal, any technical wrestler, can make a guy like Bill Goldberg sweat. A guy like Goldberg being pushed to the very limit. And he got fired for that. If he did that with Hogan, tell you what, he'd get fired in a heartbeat. So what? Hogan was the guy that... But here's the thing. He didn't start the business. The business started before him. The wrestling business has been around since the turn of the century, okay? If you go and watch original wrestling documentary, it will explain to you the origins of NWA, Mid-South Wrestling, okay? NWA Portland, Mid-South, all those old school wrestling, ICW, Continental Wrestling, all these old school organizations. Check it out. The original wrestling documentary on YouTube. Check it out. Right? Alright guys, please share this video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment below. Hit the bell for notification, and if you like this transmission, you are the resistance. I'm Grandmaster Evan. Knowledge is free, knowledge is power. Always stay healthy, well, wise. I love you guys. And I'll see you all in that video. Peace out.